You're trying too hard, running, forcing, burning yourself out. But the more you try, the less things happen, right? What if the problem is exactly that? What if trying so hard is pushing away everything you want? Maybe the secret was never about conquering, but learning to attract. The more you try, the less you get. And in this video, you're gonna understand why and how to change it right now. What if I told you that you're trying way too hard, that all this effort, all this rushing around might be pushing away the very thing you want most? We were taught that whoever runs fastest gets there first. But what if the real path is the complete opposite? What if the secret is to stop so you can finally move forward? The truth is simple, but uncomfortable. While you're trying to control everything, life is waiting for you to trust. While you're forcing the results, your energy gets blocked. And maybe, just maybe, everything you're searching for is already trying to find you. Today, you're going to discover forgotten wisdom, an ancient path, quiet, but incredibly powerful. Because when you understand what really happens when you let go, reality starts to bend in front of you. At some point in history, humans stopped listening to nature, stopped watching the rivers, the cycles of the sky, the wind that flows without effort. Entire civilizations understood the value of silence, of listening, of going with the flow. But modern rush swallowed up ancient wisdom. Spirituality stopped being a journey and became a performance. And what was simple, living in harmony with the unseen, became a frantic chase. Like prosperity meant you had to wage war against life instead of walking with it. Those ancient traditions didn't need to talk about the law of attraction or vibrational energy. They lived it. Every gesture was a prayer, every pause a connection with the whole. They knew whoever forces, blocks, whoever allows, receives. But this knowledge got buried by generations who started looking outside for what was always inside. And the more we drift from this flow, the more lost we feel, trying to fill a void. That grows the more we run. The truth is, what we're desperately searching for might already be trying to reach us. But for that to happen, we need to remember. Remember what the ancient world knew. Remember that there's a flow, an invisible current that responds to the frequency we put out. And maybe, just maybe, the secret to transforming everything is simply to stop and feel. But what happens when we resist this? When we insist on controlling everything with our own hands? That's when the real problem starts. We live in an era where control became synonymous with winning, control time, the body, emotions, results. From early on, we're taught that we need to handle everything, and the more we do, the more value we have. But behind this hyperactive routine, there's an uncomfortable truth. Excessive effort almost always comes from fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being enough, fear of not making it. And it's this fear, disguised as productivity, that's pushing us away from the prosperity and abundance we so desperately want. Have you ever felt like you were running but getting nowhere? Like, no matter how hard you tried, everything kept getting further away. It's because deep down, this kind of effort is vibrating in scarcity. Instead of raising your frequency, it drowns you in a cycle of anxiety and frustration. It's like rowing against the current with your eyes blindfolded, exhausting, lonely, unproductive. And even when it seems like you've made it, something inside still feels empty, because conquering through fear doesn't last, doesn't nourish, doesn't transform. But what if the real problem isn't lack of effort, but too much of it? What if control is just an illusion that only pushes away what we want to receive. This belief, so deeply rooted, might be exactly what's blocking the natural flow of energy. And it's in this moment of deep exhaustion that some begin to awaken to a new way of living, a way that doesn't demand more effort, but surrender. But what really happens when you release control? In a world that glorifies the hustle, stopping feels like giving up. But there's a moment when your soul, tired of fighting, starts to whisper, "Let go." It's in that quiet instant that the paradox is born. By stopping trying to control everything, you finally tap into true power. The power that doesn't force, but attracts, that doesn't dominate, but magnetizes. That's the force of surrender, and it only reveals itself when you drop the need to prove something all the time. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up on life. It means choosing to flow with it. It's like walking down an unknown path and trusting that the next step will be revealed. Life responds mysteriously when you stop fighting it. Ideas come, opportunities show up, energy shifts, and suddenly, what you were chasing starts chasing you. Not by magic, but because your frequency finally aligned with what you said you wanted. Surrender is presence. It's listening to your own intuition without the noise of desperation. It's turning anxiety into trust and fear into clarity. And contrary to what it seems, it's in this space of stillness that spirituality blooms. The law of attraction doesn't respond to the hustle, it responds to vibration. And the more you try to force, the more you vibrate scarcity. But what happens when you stop running and start feeling? What do you think starts moving inside and outside of you? There's a force that comes from being light, not from rushing, not from effort, but from the conscious lightness of someone who learned to walk with life and not against it. Spirituality doesn't demand rigidity, it invites flow. And whoever gets this starts dancing with the universe, like every step is guided by something greater. It's in this state that true prosperity and abundance flourish, not as goals, but as a consequence of an elevated frequency tuned into the now. Have you ever noticed how the most magical moments of your life weren't planned? An unexpected meeting, a solution that came out of nowhere, a peace that washed over you without explanation. These are clues that the unseen works in our favor when we stop getting in the way. The law of attraction doesn't require effort. It requires alignment. It's when you are, and not when you try to be, that the world around you starts responding with clarity, because life doesn't hear your desires, it hears your energy. And the more you live in this state, the more everything starts to flow. Internal resistance dissolves. The ups and downs keep happening, but they stop being threats. You become the center, unshakable, because you're light because you're whole. And maybe it's time to remember that you never needed to run so hard, that what you're looking for is looking for you too. But for this to happen, there's one final step that can't be ignored, a step that begins and before any other, the awakening to who you really are. You realized that maybe effort was never what was missing. What was missing was permission to let go, to trust, to walk with life and not against it. You don't need to chase after everything. Abundance, love, inner peace. They're not out there. They come when you raise your frequencies and start vibrating in the truth of what you are. Now, stop for a moment, breathe. What if you let go, just a little? What would start flowing in your life? If you stop trying so hard, drop a comment below. What do you most need to let go of right now? I want to know what this video awakened in you. If this content touched you in some way, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and share this with someone who needs to hear this too. And don't leave yet. The video that's on screen right now is the perfect complement to this journey. Watch it and continue this transformation.